Okay, in this video we are going to be talking about really the best Logia in the game, the best fruit in the game, to be honest with you. It used to be a bit of a competition onto what you could say was the best in the game, and I still do think that this one could be tied for Mara, because Mara is also a very, very solid Logia, but this fruit is just used more because I feel as if it's a little more brain dead than Mara. And also, I think it's better for PvP than Mara, but Mara simply has grinding over magma, which is the fruit we're going to be talking about. So yeah, magu is like one of the best fruits, arguably the best fruit in the game. And if you haven't noticed, if you haven't been playing GPO recently, which a lot of people haven't, then it is definitely like the most used fruit in arena. Like, it just, everybody has it, and I'm explaining why, because it's completely broken and it needs a nerf. I'm not gonna lie, it definitely does. Majority of its skills are really good and deal really good damage, but we're gonna analyze it a bit more in depth, and we're gonna discuss why and how it got so broken, and like the weird area that Magu's in. So Magu, when the game first came out, was not like super good or super crazy or anything. I mean, it was solid, right? It just had, like, it had Hound and it had Fist, and neither were guard breaks. Its only guard break was Eruption and Swamp, but Eruption was interruptible and it was fairly slow. So, and its AoE is kind of small, or small, medium-sized dish, so it was kind of easily interruptible. So that was its like biggest con, is it was high damage, slow, but it was like a majority of its skills were like blockable, and its guard break wasn't very good. So that kind of left it in like a little bit of like a mid-poorish spot, right? But then they were like, oh, Magma needs a good guard break, so they decided to make Magma by far the best fruit in the game at one point during update 3, I believe, or update 2 or sometime. They decided to make Magma Hound a guard break. Obviously that was a horrible idea. I don't know why you'd make Hound a guard break. It's a very fast move. It goes out and it has a lot of range. It pretty much is just free damage. You could just snipe someone with it and it's just free damage. AoE it has is fairly big, and it was kind of a dumb decision to make it a guard break. So after a while they reverted it back, and then people got mad and they said Magma sucked, and then they were like, well, what do we do now? So then they just buffed Magma again, but this time this buff was maybe a little less brain dead, but maybe in some people's opinions, maybe my opinion, I don't know, a little more broken. They made Magma Eruption have hyper armor and go out very fast, making it a true combo out of M1s. And Eruption, if you don't know, excluding Magma Rain, is Magma's highest damage dealing move. So making it true out of M1s was kind of a dumb choice, because people could run incredibly high Devil Fruit builds and get super high damage Eruptions off, because Eruption's cooldown isn't even that long. So it was just something easy to get off. I'm realizing we didn't even go over the whole kit, so we're just going to do a quick rundown on that, now that we kind of covered it's like a nerfs and buffs and balancing. But yeah, so first, Magma Swamp. It's kind of a useless move in PvP. The only time you'd use it if you have someone super low and they're trying to run away from you and you just want to take them out for like trolling reasons. You just turn into Swamp and you like cover the floor, and you're a little bit faster than normal running speed, and you do a lot of damage, but it is blockable and you are limited to being flat on the ground. Then you have Eruption, a fast move with hyper armor and a medium to small sized ish AoE, and that does high damage and guard breaks, and that lifts the opponent up into the air. Then you have Fist, which is a projectile with drop. It is slow with a fairly big windup. It has a decently sized AoE after it makes impact, and it deals fairly high damage. Magma Hound is almost identical. It is just faster and deals slightly lower damage, I think. I think it does slightly lower damage. I think at one point it used to do higher, but I'm pretty sure now it's slightly lower. And then you have Magma Rain, which is the equivalent of just chucking out a bunch of miniature fists repetitively over and over. That's literally just the ult. And its passive is that you can walk on water, which in my opinion is like the best passive a fruit can have, is its like ability to walk on water, because it gets rid of the risk of having a devil fruit. Like the only con to having a devil fruit is you can't swim, and then this solves that. So that's pretty great. It, you know, it doesn't really make a fruit like better or worse, but like realistically it doesn't, but like it's just always something better to have, if you know what I mean. But yeah, Swamp, not an unbalanced skill. Everything else, Rain isn't unbalanced. It's just a very good ult in my opinion. Everything else kind of sucks. I mean not sucks. It's kind of broken. So yeah, as we said, Eruption got hyper armor and was able to be true comboed out of M1s. Fist and Hound were left in a very weird and unbalanced state for a while. Actually, specifically Hound was left in a weird and unbalanced state for a while. So that was odd. But the main reason that Magma is broken now, and the main reason that everybody is using it in Arena, is because of Eruption and the way you can use it. Eruption, if just used with a trident or you combined with another weapon, you can do 5 M1s into an Eruption, use trident pull, or use like marrow stun or anything that can stun your opponent, because they're not ragdolled when they're taken up into the air with Eruption. They're simply stunned and being pushed up. Therefore, they can be pulled, they can be stunned again with something else, and it'll work. So they'll put you down and get another free set of M1s. If they have another combo, so you can essentially use Eruption as a true combo extender if combined with the right things. If the person you're fighting is good enough, then they realistically don't need something else. They can just do one high Gepo, chuck out an M1, and then like catch you out of the air. If the person you're fighting is good enough. So in theory, Eruption can be used as a true high damage combo extender, which is stupid. It shouldn't be able to do that. That is dumb. But that's the reason it's not very balanced, and that's the reason everybody is using it. I know, it's not fantastic, but it's just the way it is, and it's like the way GPO will always be. Is I feel like there's always going to be something that's unbalanced and that people are going to be taking advantage of. And I did make a video similar to this way back when, and that's where I'm using this footage from, is when I made a magu video, and how I said it needed to be nerfed. But look where we are now. It's been months, and the fruit still isn't nerfed. So come on, for you. And it's not even like there hasn't been an update since. We've had update 4.5. We'd have some patch changes. We've been through some balanced things. I think Suna got nerfed between that time. This is still like this though, which is weird, right? Like is it not a little weird? I don't think. I mean, I haven't like keeping up to GPO for that much. Unless they nerfed Magu and I had no idea, it's still broken like this. So yeah, explain yourself, devs. Why? Why is it still in a state where it can get away with things like this? Also, something you can do with Eruption that I completely just now remembering is that you can get 5 true M1s into Eruption. And if you don't feel like true comboing another set of M1s, or if you're not good enough, or if you don't use Trident, you don't have another stun-based skill, and you're not good enough, whatever, you land the Eruption, you could just look down and chuck out a Magma Fist. And that's another 100 and something damage right there if you're running a moderate damage Devil Fruit build. That's such free damage. That's such free damage. It's so much. But what? The whole combo is true? Literally 5 M1s, R, and then what? Z? Isn't Eruption R, and then Magma Fist is Z? I think that's what the buttons are. That's literally all you did. Like, that took no skill. And you can just rinse and repeat that maybe 3-4 times, and your opponent will be dead. Like, and that's assuming they have like maybe like 1200 HP. I'm gonna guess. I think they'll die after that. Maybe not 4 times. Maybe just 3 times, to be honest. I have no idea how much damage that combo does, but I know it's hundreds of damage. And that's just unfair, to be honest with you. It really is. But yeah, I didn't make this a PvP video mainly because I'm getting this video done really late, so I just didn't I didn't do PvP, and I was like, I have old magma footage, so I used that. But yeah, everything else about this route is fairly balanced. It's mainly just eruption. Swamp, obviously balanced. Fist, balanced. Magma Hound, balanced. Magma Rain is probably its most balanced thing. I think it's really good, and it's very solid, and you don't see a lot of changes made to the ult. I think it had a damage reduction at one point, but other than that, solid. I really like the water walking passive, super good, but I just think that eruption just maybe shouldn't go out so fast. That's all. Keep your hyper armor, dude. I don't care. Just maybe not go out fast as hell and make it impossible. It's like the only time I've ever been able to prevent an eruption, PBing it for me, I don't know, is just out of the question. But the only time I've been able to avoid an eruption is when I read my opponent and then I Geppo to prepare, like I'm baiting it. Like I go on the ground and then boom, I Geppo up just to like see if they're going to do an eruption, and I bait it out. But if I'm like mid-fight and they check out that eruption, sometimes I don't even know they check out the eruption because I cancel the animation with an M1, but the skill still goes out, obviously, because it has hyper armor. So that's pretty aggravating. Anyway, that's enough about my rant on eruption. I mean, on magma and eruption, I guess. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.